Hey, this is Red from Rock and Metal Revival reminding you, if you want to hear the full version of our show, you can listen to it on any of our affiliates that carry Rock and Metal Revival. Mega Rock Radio, we're on Saturdays at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Rock 101 KLOL on Saturdays at 11 p.m. Eastern. Z-Rock 106.9 KKZR Sundays at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. On Uncontrolled Noise, we're there Tuesday at 1 a.m., Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and Saturday nights between Eddie Trunk and the Classic Metal Show at 7 p.m. Eastern on Uncontrolled Noise. And if you're listening to any of those shows on any of those affiliates, please leave a message telling them you discovered Rock and Metal Revival, and thanks for listening.
The quarterback, the good-looking fucking piece of shit. Crank it up! Spend all your time sucking on titties and sucking on pussy. Well, I got an idea. Learn how to throw the fucking football. Welcome to the
show! All right, horns up, metalheads. Time for another edition of Rock and Metal Revival. How you doing, partner?
Doing good. How are you?
Good. That sounds like the locker room in Chicago when Mark Trestman's talking to Cutler. Yeah.
Except it'd be he's sucking dicks and licking balls. Sorry.
Oh man, winter's almost here, man. It's snowing all over the country.
It's windy.
It's cold.
Man, it's fucking big.
When I was a kid, man, I used to dig winter. Now I fucking hate it.
Yeah, I know. What the hell? It's just, it seems to come every year.
Yeah.
Around the same time.
Around December.
Yeah.
November, December. I hate it.
I don't.
All right.
Maybe if we move.
But I am in a pretty good mood,
down
dude.
South. Yeah.
I'm excited. I've been trying to get Scott Ian on our show for 8 years.
Yeah.
Finally.
Well, we got him.
Yeah. Somebody must not told him who we were.
Yeah. Yeah. He had no clue. He's like, oh, really?
Really, you guys?
Yeah.
Okay.
I had no
all right,
idea
but
I was
it was
talking to you guys.
It was fun, man. He's got a new book out called "I'm the Man." That guy from Anthrax.
It's a good book too.
It's a great book.
Good book.
We'll talk to him about that. His tour with Volbeat and all kinds of Anthrax shit.
Yeah,
I like Anthrax, dude. Always been a fan,
too, man. Big time.
We got that to talk about. We got the drummer from AC/DC trying to have somebody killed. We got news of the weird. It's going to be a great show today.
Nice. I know.
This is a perfect song, dude. I picked this song before the weather forecast came out.
Must be the winter spell.
No, how about Michael Schenker?
Oh.
Where the Wild Wind Blows.
Oh, yeah.
How about that?
There you go. That works.
Okay. Let's kick off the show with little Michael Schenker on Rock and Metal Revival.
Hi, this is Michael Schenker from Scorpions UFO MSG Temple of Rock. You're listening to Rocking Metal Revival.
From the CD The Great Divide, there is Jorn Landy and Russell Allen.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's called Bittersweet.
Yeah, you put it on our Facebook, dude, and I actually, I'd listened to the album before, but I really wasn't paying attention because I was out in the shop. But once I watched the little video and listened to it, man, I really like it. Even though
it's a ballad, and you like it?
Yeah, I'm really not a ballad guy. I really don't like ballads. But that's actually...
Dude, did you hear me? It's a ballad.
I know, and it's got keyboards in it and shit, but...
You're not going to ask me to dance, are you?
I was gonna, but...
Don't even know.
You're pretty shitty at dancers, so I didn't really want... And plus, you don't have your shit-kicking shoes on.
No, I got my sandals on.
I'd crush your toes.
Yeah, okay. So,
but good vocal performances, man. Those guys are great singers, man, and just... Very good, cool song. Good song.
Pick up that CD. It's called The Great Divide.
Pick it up if you can.
If you can.
They're heavy.
Otherwise, do like Jerry does and just buy it digitally.
Yeah.
Or steal it from somewhere.
Then you don't have to pick it up. yeah, that's what I do, man. Just trying to screw the music business.
Screw the man.
Yeah.
So, hey, some sad news in the rock world last week with Wayne Static.
Yeah,
dying. I was going to see him tonight.
Yeah, it ain't gonna happen.
It ain't gonna happen. Now they're doing a tribute show to Power Man.
Is the
5000.
show gonna be?
Yeah,
show's still going on, but he's not gonna be there.
No, but Power Man 5000, American Head Charge. Our friend Roland Bell, his band Beyond Threshold. It's all going to take place tonight, and
that is messed up.
And they're not saying, man. They're saying it's not drugs.
Yeah. Maybe a heart attack, man. You know,
Yeah.
he's at that age. If you don't take care of yourself, I know that shit.
Yeah.
You gotta fucking eat right and exercise and smoke a lot of weed. If he wasn't smoking a lot of weed, that could be his problem.
That could be. But anyways, sad day. He's kind of one of the driving forces behind the new metal sound. I know you're not really into that, but
yeah, he had crazy hair.
yeah, you like that, didn't you?
Yeah, he had crazy hair. That would always look cool. That was always cool.
So you know, to all the fans of Static X, you know, we're sorry, man. That's sad. That sucks.
It's Red's fault. He's sorry.
So kind of
Are you sure it wasn't the AC/DC drummer?
We'll talk about that later in the news. That's a fucked up
crazy.
situation, too. Hey, coming up week of Thanksgiving, hopefully we're going to talk to her today and get this straightened out. But we're going to have a special edition of Rock and Metal Revival with our friend Veronica Freeman. A lot of you...
Not short bus special.
No.
Or window liquor special.
No, like we would do.
Yeah.
But Veronica's going to take over Rock and Metal Revival, and you and I are going to go off and celebrate Thanksgiving.
She's coming in the studio, is she?
I wish.
Oh, man, I do, too.
I invited her to the big birthday party.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Is she coming?
I hope so.
Oh, yeah, I bet. It's a long drive. Long way to go.
Like Veronica wants to be anywhere near here in January.
Yeah, especially the middle of January.
Yeah.
It's a little bit colder.
She doesn't love us that much, buddy.
Yeah, a little bit colder in Arizona. Yeah.
So she's going to take over the show, and she's got it's all going to be chicks of metal, man. The ladies of metal.
Sweet.
So
that'd be good, man.
Mark that on your calendar. Also coming up, we're going to do a very special edition of the Classic Metal Show. With those guys, we always do our top 10.
Yeah.
And so what we're going to do is Jerry and I are going to come up with a 10 in between us, and that's going to air on the Classics Metal Show on December 20th.
Yeah.
But then Jerry and I are going to turn around and for your New Year's party and fun.
Oh, New Year's we're going to do our own?
We're going to do our own. You're going to pick 10, I'll pick 10.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That's going to be complicated,
so
man.
you can see Jerry's taste and my taste, and
or you can
figure
taste,
out.
You can taste Red and you can taste Jerry.
Matters what you look like, ma'am.
You might want to spit that out.
You might want to spit that right out. So
rinse. Rinse
Exactly. So coming up on the show next hour, we've got a great interview. At least I think it was. I had a blast talking to him.
We could have talked to him for hours,
Yeah.
man. I had a bunch more questions, and I space them out whenever I'm talking to somebody. I space out all these great questions that I came up with.
I know. I'm driving home from here the other day, and I'm thinking, oh, shit, I should have asked.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I know.
Same thing with me. It's like,
So
fuck.
we'll talk to Scotty in next hour. This hour we've got news of the weird, as we always do, and there's plenty of weird people in this country, so we've always got something to talk about there.
Yeah.
And we've got Talking Real Metal coming up at the top of the hour. So,
Nice.
as far as this winter thing happening,
Yeah.
how about we roll a little Texas Hippie Coalition?
Oh, okay.
It kind of fits my attitude today.
Kind of warm it up a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Nice. Is this the Pissed Off?
Yes.
Yeah, nice. Okay.
Taking you on a trip down memory lane.
Oh, yeah. This is how it was done. Back in the day, when the bushes were big and the boobies was real.
Playing the best hard rock and heavy metal from the past 40 years. It's Rock and Metal Revival.
From the CD When Moonshine and Dynamite Collide, there is Jackal and Get Mad at It.
Get mad at it.
It's a brown liquor. I'm looking forward to seeing those guys in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, that should be good just before Thanksgiving.
Yeah, something to be thankful for.
There you go. There you go.
Fozzy, Jackal, THC, and Shaman's Harvest.
I'm always thankful for THC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Not today. I mean, haven't used it today, but I'm planning on
for
it.
some brown liquor.
Yeah, there you go.
You know me.
Yeah, you're a big liquor fan.
I'm Mr. Bourbon.
You're always looking her in the front and
poker in the rear.
All
right. There we go.
That's a good one.
All right, time for news of the weird. Today's first story, firefighter allegedly has sex with 8 women while on duty.
At one time?
Now, is this one of those where he breaks into a burning building and says, either do me or you're going to leave you here?
That could be. That's why everybody wants to be a fireman, I guess.
Stephen Coward, 19-year-old career with the Clearwater Fire Department in Florida came to an end last month after an anonymous package containing the embarrassing material. Emerged and led to his resignation. It was a steamy cell phone video and some explicit emails.
Steamy. Well, it was probably a fire going on, so it was probably...
Or a pile of dung or something. The video shows Coward engaged in intercourse with women inside the bathroom of his dormitory room at the firehouse. He's smiling and holding up a cell phone that is recording the sex act in the mirror.
Nice. Well, he's pretty coordinated then.
The video and 40 incriminating emails between Coward and another woman were sent anonymously to the Clearwater fire chief in August, sparking the investigation.
Anonymous. Must have been one of his exes.
Yeah.
So I guess, is that why you wanted to be a fireman?
Yeah.
Break into the girls' shower room.
Exactly. Not
hey,
like
this place is on fire. Come on, run out. Run right here. I'll help you. You wait here. I'm going to take her out, and then I'll come get you.
All right. 3-year-old girl sees Tigger having sex in bathroom. Marianne Saunders took her 3-year-old granddaughter into a public restroom in the town of Dawlish in England when she was shocked to see what claims a man dressed in a Tigger outfit having sex with a naked woman.
I'm glad giving it to Pooh?
Yeah, giving it to her in the poo.
In the poo. Oh, there was poo everywhere. Oh, jeez.
The alleged incident happened October 28th, and Saunders said when she and the child entered the bathroom, the costume man and his partner were having full-blown sex.
Full-blown? Who was getting blown?
I don't know.
Someone fully, though. It was full.
Wow.
Jeez.
Man arrested after allegedly trying to eat DWI test. A 40-year-old man facing multiple charges after New York State police say he tried to eat the DWI test
Hopefully
results.
it wasn't a... Oh, okay. Hopefully, I was going to say...
It wasn't a urine urine
just
sample.
Yeah, he just guzzled that down.
Troopers say Kenneth DeSormes of Greenwich, Connecticut, was stopped for speeding on Interstate 95, 5:30 a.m. Sunday. After speaking to him, the troopers determined he was intoxicated and arrested. DeSormes was transferred to the state police barracks and was to be processed. Troopers say when the breathalyzer test results were printing, he grabbed the paperwork and tried to eat it.
Nice, like they can't just reprint it.
What a dumbass.
Printers will only print that thing once. You can't do it again.
I could see where this would happen. Joshua Sewell was arrested for shooting neighbor over dog poop. Man in Tampa, Florida is behind bars for accusing for shooting his neighbor because of an argument over dog poop. Police say that the October 24th Shamwell 20 argued with his neighbor, Dante Roberson, 30, because Roberson's dog defecated in Sewell's yard.
That shit's serious.
Sewell was so enraged that he allegedly grabbed a rifle and shot the dog's owner. You know what? At least he didn't shoot the dog. I got a buddy of mine who lives over in Broadhead.
Yeah.
I'll refer to him as T-Roy.
Yeah.
Well, what he does is, because his neighbor's dog comes over and craps in his yard, he lets it go all winter, and then he takes his snowblower out in the middle of fucking winter and blows the shit up on his neighbor's roof.
Oh, nice.
Of his house.
Nice.
So in the spring, when it's
when it starts thawing
out, it's right there up on top of the shingles.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice. That's some serious shit right there, man.
There's a reason to get shot.
Yeah, holy crap, man.
Okay, and then Zachary Torrance suspected of robbing Subway after Jared diet failed. No need to go any further about that one.
I don't blame him. Jared, what the hell, man?
Jared, you lied to us, you son of a bitch. All right, coming up, we got...
I want my money back.
All them subs, Jesus.
I ate 3 of them subs every meal, and I still didn't lose any goddamn weight.
Yeah, it didn't help that I ate 40 bags of chips with them.
Yeah. What the hell, and all this soda?
Yeah.
And the cookies.
That's going to wind up. The news of the weird. Coming up, we've got news you can't use.
Diet didn't say anything about not eating the cookies.
Yeah, exactly. Wasn't it? That was one. That's a little print that you can't see on the TV. So, what do you say we play a little Badlands?
Sure.
All right, here's
more winter.
Yeah, here's Winter's Call on Rockin' Metal Revival.
Hey, this is Alex Wild of Primal Fear, and you guys are listening to Rocking Metal Revival. Enjoy.
Here's your latest hard rock and metal news on Rockin' Metal Revival.
All right, Metalheads, time for talking real metal news you can't use. Kicking off today's news is AC/DC drummer Phil Rudd charged with attempting to procure a murder.
Nice.
Procure.
So
that's fucked up, dude.
Yeah, that's a fucked up word, too.
I thought you told me that you had just talked to him and he was busy the day that...
He said. He said he was out publicizing his album, other album, but what he was really doing was trying to get somebody killed.
It wasn't us, was it?
It could have been. Because I broke the news about him out there with a solo record.
Yeah.
Because I was making fun of a drummer who had the record.
Wow. Ozzy Osbourne, Joe Perry, Dave Mustaine honored at Classic Rock and Roll Honor.
Yeah, I don't know where that was at, but
I don't know.
Maybe it'll be on TV.
We weren't invited to that either.
No, what the hell, man? No respect. We're like the Rodney Dangerfield of metal.
People's choice. We won't win that either.
Yeah, well, we don't want to.
No. AC/DC Phil Rudd absence will not affect release of new album or upcoming tour.
No, they can find anybody can play drums. They'll get Lars Ulrich.
Yeah, sounds like Metallica wanted him gone anyways.
Yeah, anybody can play drums.
Hey, Kiss kicks off Las Vegas residency with over-the-top helicopter arrival.
Now, what would have been really cool is if they went under the building with the helicopter. That would have been some tricky stuff.
I got a feeling that that's where it's going to end up with Kiss. They're going to be a Vegas act.
They'll build their own building, and this is where we play.
Yeah.
We're going to live on in the
fucking
penthouse.
Vegas. And
We'll come down and we'll play.
Yeah.
And we'll go. Yeah. Well, whatever.
Judas Priest's Ian Hill says illegal downloading has made it difficult for younger bands to make it. Wasn't it you that told me the other day that he doesn't do interviews?
No, that's Scott Travis, the drummer.
Oh, okay. All right, Ricky Rocket doesn't know if Poison will tour next summer. I'm sorry, dude.
I know. I'm heartbroken, man. That just blew my whole summer. I'm just not even going to do anything.
All right.
Just going to sit
around and be pissed.
Be pissed because I can't go see Poison.
Sammy Hagar clarifies Chickenfoot comments. I don't see us making a new record right now, because last week he said he didn't see him making a new record at all.
Because it costs too much money to make a record.
Yeah.
And it doesn't cost that much.
Jason Bonham will not be returning to California Breed, says Glenn Hughes. Well,
there goes... Now you've lost 2/3 of your drawing power.
Yeah.
You lost Joe Bonamassa, and then you lost him, so...
Well, Bonamassa wasn't in...
well, he was when they were...
Originally, yeah.
When they were originally, what were they? Black Country community?
Yeah.
Yeah, when they were that, and then he had left and took the name with him, wouldn't let him have the name. Changed the name, so they lost everything, so they're done.
Wayne Static's wife, Tara Ray, says Wayne was not taking drugs and did not OD. Do you know who Tara Ray is? She's an adult film star actress. I thought you knew her.
The name sounded familiar.
All right. Jeff.
I'd have to see her naked first to recognize anything.
Jeff Tate says record company executives are now jumping up and down when you sell 10,000 records. Well, he'll never see that happen.
Yeah, they're not jumping up and down at you then, are they? Yeah. They're not happy about you.
Megadeth to auction off decades of tour memorabilia.
That's might be cool.
That's kind of cool for
guitars and double neck guitars and all kinds of shit.
Here's a good idea, dude. You can now own a piece of Queensryche for a minimum of $50,000.
I know. We should start selling off stuff for us, man. Start our own little...
Oh, we should start a Kickstarter program.
RMR Corporation.
You can own part of RMR.
Yeah, for a stick of gum and a 12-pack of beer.
And a hand job.
Oh, really? Wow, we're more expensive than I thought.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Jeff Tate's Queensryche to release deluxe version of Frequency Unknown. That'll sell. Yeah. He won't worry about record company execs jumping up and down about that.
No, as long as it's an empty CD, I'd buy it.
Yeah. And Metallica to release remastered deluxe editions of Kill 'Em All and Ride the Lightning. Why record new music when you can just rehash the old shit?
Well, they kind of need to, because those have never been re-released.
Remastered.
So the volume, it's more the volume.
Yeah.
And the digital sound is a little different than the audio, that they were recording with back then. So
what do you think about this Phil Rudd thing?
I think it's crazy, man. And he had meth too or something. He had meth on him. It's like, dude, you're in a fucking band that makes billions of freaking dollars since that iTunes thing.
Yeah.
Since they went on iTunes, they've been raking it in like freaking crazy.
Yeah.
They don't have to do anything, but who's he pissed off enough to want to take him out? Was it, if it wasn't us, maybe
could have been Chris and Neely.
That's what I was. Yeah. I was wondering, Chris and Neely, because I remember they talked with Cliff Williams, the bass player, at one time, and maybe there was some bad blood there. Because What do you think?
I don't know.
I'm thinking
We'll have to look into that.
Yeah.
All right. So, in honor of Phil Rudd, we're going to play one.
Let's honor
Let's
Phil
honor
Rudd.
Phil Rudd. That's just the way we are here at Rock and Metal Revival.
Next to Osama bin Laden.
In the spotlight segment. So here's a little ACDC.
Here's Osama's favorite song.
Here's a little ACDC to get you into next hour. Scotty and Up in hour number 2 on Rock and Metal Revival.
This portion of Rock and Metal Revival is brought to you by...
Bears are large and brown. All right. Come on. Not all bears are large. What about baby bears? Huh? Bears derive their name from a football team in Chicago. No. It's the other way around. Jesus Christ, Fred, come on. It is estimated that bears kill over 2 million salmon a year. Attacks by salmon on bears are much more rare. All right, that's got to be true, right? All right, let's go with that one. Let's get me standing.
From Van Halen 1, probably one of the most classic albums in hard rock, there is Atomic Punk from Van Halen. I always like that opening guitar.
Oh, yeah, with the flanger thing there.
Yeah. That was awesome.
Yeah, very cool. He was cool with those effects,
I still listen to that album. I mean, that's one of those ones where it never gets old.
Yeah, you can listen to it from front to back. You know? There's not a bad song in there anywhere. And you skip over.
You know, there's a lot of like classic bands like that and classic albums. You got one like coming up. We're going to talk to Scotty, and you got a classic Anthrax album that you just like to listen to.
I like Spreading the Disease.
Yeah.
And I freaking love worship music.
Worship music's a great album. I love Among the Living.
Oh, yeah. Is that the one with Madhouse in it? That's the one. I used to listen to that all the time in my truck when I was driving around, man. Just fucking going thrashing, just knocking people all over the place, driving and just smashing into cars and stuff. Yeah, it was great.
Well, like I said earlier, I've been trying to get Scotty in on our show since we started.
And I don't blame him for not coming
on. I don't either.
I wouldn't either.
But we do.
Screw you guys. But they sent us the book, and we both read it.
Yeah. So and it wasn't a coloring book for all you smart asses out there.
Yeah,
it
wasn't
a good
all
book.
pictures.
Yeah.
Even though I do enjoy coloring books.
And I do enjoy pictures.
Yeah.
So coming up, we're going to talk to Scotty, and we let him pick the 2 songs for this interview, and this is the first one he picked from worship music. This is Fight 'Em Till You Can't on Rock and Metal Revival.
Yo, this is Joey Belladonna from Anthrax. You're listening to the Rock and Metal Revival up in Wisconsin, the place where they eat cheese.
From Anthrax, there is Fight 'Em Till You Can't on Rock and Metal Revival. And Jerry, one of my favorite bands all time is Anthrax, and I just love. I still listen to worship music today. I mean, like on a weekly basis. And we are lucky enough today to have on the show with us Scott Ian from Anthrax. Welcome to the show, Scott.
Hey, how's it going, man?
Great. You've got this brand new book out, I'm the Man, the story of the guy from Anthrax. And what a great title. And and I just want to say, it was refreshing to read a rock and roll autobiography that didn't slam people constantly.
Really.
Yeah, that's not the kind of book I would write. It's just not something that would have been interesting to me. I certainly have a lot of stories that probably people wouldn't be happy with, obviously, but that's just not who I am as a person. Either that or, I just got to wait till I retire to write that book. But but that really, it's not my story. And a lot of that kind of information for me is, I feel like, look, if I have stories about other people that would piss them off or make them upset, those really aren't my stories, and who am I to out those stories, let's say. I wasn't writing some kind of an expose about heavy metal, and this is a story about me. If anything, I'm talking about myself and revealing things about myself that, I think people will either be surprised or kind of like, wow, he's being really honest about things. And because for me, that was the most interesting thing, was obviously I'm writing my story. I'm being selfish. It's all about me.
Exactly. That's very cool. You know, one of the things that I really enjoyed about the book is we've grown up in about the same time frame, and some of your influences of Kiss, Sabbath, and Maiden, and Motorhead, and Priest are all big bands in my life. But when you added in that you had a soft spot for disco, that you know what? That made me really appreciate you are the man.
Thank you.
Because Red's here in his leisure suit.
Yeah. Well, when Kiss did the disco tone, I was like, "Oh my, am I the only guy that likes this?" But
actually, I didn't like that.
Oh hell no, I didn't either.
Yeah, that was not for me. But I'm talking about actual disco. You know, like real actual disco, not when disco became big and then everyone had to have a disco song. I wasn't so much into that.
So I know that one of the things that I've really appreciated about Anthrax over the years was you guys were one of the leaders in thrash metal. But back when you in '91 when you got together with Public Enemy and you did Bring the Noise, you were one of the first metal bands to bring rap into metal. I mean, you guys were a leader in that. I mean, do you look back on that and go, hey, you know, we kind of started this?
No, I never looked at it that way because we didn't start it. Rick Rubin started it. He was the first guy to sample rock guitars on rap records, you know, way in the early '80s. That's what opened my mind to the idea that the two could even go together. Before I heard him doing that, I was never thinking about crossing over between rock or metal and rap. It was for me. Rick Rubin is the one who started it. So. For us, it was just a case of we were all fans of rap music. You know, Charlie, Frankie, and I, we grew up in Queens and the Bronx, and we got into that stuff early on in the early '80s, and we're listening to it quite a bit. So when we did "I'm the Man," you know, that was very much a reflection of, you know, kind of the rap music we were listening to at that time. You know, that song was written probably in like late '85 or early '86 or something, and you know, with no expectation at all that was ever going to do anything. It was really just a big inside joke for us. We wrote goofy lyrics about the guys in the band and made fun of ourselves and played the Jewish folk song Hava Nagia in like a heavy metal version of it. And, you know, like if you wrote that formula down on paper for hit song, I don't think, you know, that's what the formula for a hit would be. No. And yet, you know, it blew up for us and our audience really loved it. And at the time it became our first platinum album, and we were like, huh? You know, like, really? That's all we need to do? You know, but it certainly opened our minds creatively after doing that, just thinking that, you know, even though we're a quote-unquote thrash metal band, we weren't stuck in any kind of creative box. We could do whatever we want. And, you know, that obviously opened the door for us to be able to do Bring the Noise with Public Enemy years later.
So I'm a big guitar dude, and I always liked, the Madhouse video, and you guys with your Jackson guitars. What got you into Jackson guitars? Because every time I see a picture, you pretty much got a Jackson. Yeah,
you know, I was, from the time I started being able to, like, even afford to buy my own stuff, I used to hang out in New York City on 48th Street in Manhattan. That used to be where all the guitar shops were. So as a kid growing up, I would go down there and just go to the guitar stores and, you know, drool over the stuff hanging on the walls. And I started working full-time in, like, '81, and on my lunch hour, I would go, like, just grab a hot dog and then hang out in the guitar shops, and I started making friends with, you know, with the guys that worked there. And I got into, that's where I discovered Charvels initially first. I was way into the Charvel guitars because they just seemed so metal. They were just the way they looked, and they were super simplistic. They looked like a Strat, but, you know, like a hot-rodded version, like a cooler version of a Strat. It had a humbucking pickup in it, and then you started seeing dudes in bands like playing Charvels, and then out of that, obviously, came Jackson's, because Grover Jackson, you know, was one of the guys who started Charvel out in San Dimas, California, and then the first Jackson guitar was the Randy Rhoads. What do you call it?
Just the
named
Rhodes.
after the plane.
Oh, the Concorde.
Yeah, the Concorde. Sorry, I couldn't think. Brain fart for a second. But yeah, so that first Randy Rhoads, and he, all of a sudden you see him playing that guitar, and you're like, whoa, look at that! It's like a flying V, but
fucking
it's
pointy.
not, and it's Randy Rhoads is sick, and it says Jackson on the headstock, and you're like, what's Jackson? And and then of course it blew up, just based on the fact that Randy Rhoads was playing it, and so yeah, that's how I got into it, and then the guitar started showing up at Sam Ash on 48th Street, and I ordered my first one. I ordered a Randy Rhoads model in 1982. I plunked down some hard-earned cash at deposit in order to a custom-built USA Randy Rhoads, and it took about 9 months for it to finally get to New York, and it came, and the paint job was wrong, and I had to send it back.
Oh, jeez.
But still, even for the 20 minutes I played it in the shop before they shipped it back, I was like, oh my God, this is amazing, and I got it back a month later, so it didn't take that much longer. But yeah, I was just I fell in love with that guitar. I still have it, that same 82 Rhoads, and it's been on every Anthrax record, and that started my love of. Obviously, I started becoming, once the band started happening, I became a Jackson endorser, and I've been playing them basically ever since.
Well, you say you still got that Jackson guitar. I mean, reading through the book, you had talked about you still have the first T-shirt and ticket. Was it from the Kiss concert?
I don't remember if I have my tickets from that show, but I have the shirt I bought, and I have the
tour program,
the program, the tour program thing. Remember when bands used to sell tour books?
Yeah.
I still have that in the T-shirt from December '77.
See, now that's with me, that was the same year that I went and first saw Kiss, and I both have those too. And Kiss has been a major influence on my life. Can you talk about how they influenced what you did? I mean, I know that they were the first big band that you really grabbed onto.
Yeah, they were the first band that I consider it was it was my music. Before that, everything I was listening to, other than Elton John, I was a big Elton John fan as well, on my own. But my parents also liked Elton John. They took me to see Elton John when I was a kid, and but everything else was my parents' stuff that they would play in the house, and it wasn't bad music. It was everything from Simon and Garfunkel to the Doobie Brothers to the band and Bob Dylan and stuff like that. But Kiss was the first thing that I got into that my parents wanted nothing to do with, and
me too.
And instantly the walls of my room were covered in Kiss posters, and it's all I would listen to, and obviously they were not into Kiss, and that's not the reason why I loved Kiss, but that was the first thing that really was my own music. I mean, of course, every kid's going to go through that.
But I remember the first time that I saw Anthrax, you guys opened for Kiss, and that was the first time I saw you do "I'm the Man," and I thought to myself, what? And I really didn't know. I really wasn't familiar with Anthrax at the time. The cargo shorts and the knot, and and all that. That was such a great look for you guys, and you guys have went so far to becoming, in my book, one of the top 3 thrash bands or metal bands of all time. When you started this all out, Scott, did you ever think that Anthrax would still be going into 2014?
Oh yeah, I knew from the start. It's all part of my master plan. Are you kidding me? No, I mean, when we put out Fistful of Metal in January '84, and if you happen to see at one of your own shows a kid wearing an Anthrax T-shirt, it was a big deal. That's. No, there's no way. I was never thinking back then that, what I'd be doing in 33 years or something like that. It was only a case of back then literally looking forward, what do we do tomorrow?
Exactly.
Are we still even going to be a band? Is anybody going to care? No idea. Obviously once things get going and then the band happens and things start to happen for you and it becomes a career, then of course all the hard work goes into just maintaining that. And then you could look forward a bit further and try and have some sort of a business plan, because it does become a business, and try and figure out, okay, what are the next 3 years, 5 years, 10 years going to look like? But generally that means nothing. It's nothing much has changed with us. It's always a case of, week by week, month by month, year by year, and you just take it as it comes and you do your best.
Now you got some great Lemmy. Got the great Lemmy story in there. You got any other Lemmy stories that you couldn't put in there?
I can't remember. I mean, obviously, there's the one that comes the comic book, thing of my drinking story with Lemmy. I'm sure there probably are. I can't remember. Do I tell the story about how I thought they were Mexican? I don't remember.
Oh,
if I tell that in the book.
Yeah. From the cover, you thought they were Mexican.
Yeah. I mean, there's a whole bunch. I just can't remember. What I tell and what I don't tell.
Yeah. Was it hard to sort out what you were going to put in it and what you were going to leave out?
It wasn't. I guess a little bit, yeah. As you actually, guys, could you hold on 1 minute?
Sure.
Hold on. I'll see you soon. It was kind of like when you get the first draft back, and then you get it all in context, and you get to read it, and I remember thinking like, oh well, should we add this or should we take out this, or does this make sense, or I feel like maybe I'm not really getting my point across here, but now like when I think about it now, because I've read the finished version, like the actual hardcover version, like when I first got it in my hands, I read it, and I really didn't remember. It was kind of hard to even remember going through revisions and what we were going to leave out and what we were going to put in. And although I have all my notes, so it's all there, but it's weird. Once it started to kind of coalesce and the narrative really started to work, it really didn't matter so much anymore. The one of the hardest parts, surprisingly for me, besides obviously it is a lot of work to write a book, but the photos, because I'm like, when any kind of book, I like pictures, and especially when you get to see stuff of someone's history and past. If it's someone you've been a fan of, and you get to see photos that you've never seen before, that's super exciting. And so I knew I was going to have photos in the book, so I started going through the history of photos, and I think I put together like 250 pictures with captions and all this, and I send them all in to my editor, and he goes, "This is amazing. This is like a book all by itself, but we can only put in about 60 pictures." And I'm like, what? Like, how am I going to edit this down from 250 to 60? And that was actually like, I swear to God, I was like pulling my fingernails out for a week trying to edit that. Like, I was like, well, I have to have this picture, and I have to have this picture, and how could I not have this picture? And I think we finally compromised, and I'm not sure what the final number was, but I think it was somewhere around 90 or 100 pictures. But, they were like, we just can't do this. If we put all these photos in the book, your book's going to cost $50, so because of all the added pages. And I was like, but like that to me might have been the hardest thing.
One of the things I've checked out online lately, Scott, that I really wish I would have got to see was your spoken word tour. And now you've got a DVD coming out about that?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, the touring is not over. It's just a case of I get to do it, when I can find a window of time to go do that. Obviously, between Anthrax, my professional life, and then, my family. If I'm not working with Anthrax, I kind of like to be home. And then now all of a sudden I've got this talking thing going on. And so it's, look, if I didn't have a family, I'd stay on the road all year. But I like to be home with my family. And so it's just a case of trying to find windows of time to, be able to go out and do that, a week at a time or something, and do some of those talking shows. But that was one of the reasons why I decided to document it and do the DVD, because it's not like it's something I can't just go out and do 100 dates and everybody gets to come see it. So I figured, I'll just do a DVD and people could see it that way.
Very cool. The last time I actually got to see you play out live, Scott, you were playing with Pearl in Rockford. Is Pearl doing anything?
She just finished the record. It's done, and we're kind of in the process of figuring out like how we're going to get it out there and release it, and just find the right home for it. But yes, she is. She's finished a great record, and hopefully next year that'll come out.
And go ahead.
Now, Volume 8, the threat is real. Your record company just died in the middle of releasing that. Any chance of getting that out anytime, or is that totally gone?
That's a really good question. You know, it's weird that you asked that because a friend of mine runs a record store in Australia, and he just recently sent me this thing about he said these people have been coming in and like buying Volume 8 and even willing to pay the $50 that it costs. And I'm like, well, I don't understand. How are they buying Volume 8? It doesn't, it's not even being made anymore. And he sent me this link to this place that is distributing it. So I sent that into our management and all that, and they're checking it out right now to see who's even manufacturing copies of that to be able to sell it. So, because we don't own the rights to that one, that kind of got lost in the shuffle when that label Ignition that we were on, they were a part of Tommy Boy at the time, and they lost their funding, and the whole thing folded. And the guys that owned that label, they retained the rights to that record, and we tried to get it back at some point, but it's like they just wanted a ridiculous amount of money. And we were like, well, why don't we just like do something, at least get it out there so that, don't you want to make money off of it?
Yeah.
Like put the record out in some way, shape, or form, just do a distribution deal. But we're actually kind of trying to figure out how to move forward and get that record back out there, because it is like a lost album.
Yeah. One of the things I was real excited to see the other day, Scott, is you guys are coming back out on tour with Volbeat and Crowbot in 2015, and you're going to be in our neck of the woods. I just can't. I think this is just going to be a great tour.
So do we, man. We're obviously, I say this, it's the most incestuous tour we've ever been on.
Yeah, really.
We're really close with those guys. We've been friends for a long time, and then obviously the relationship, with Rob, and because he's one of my best friends, and he's in Volbeat now after being in Anthrax for whatever it was, 12 years. We just get along really well. We're all really good friends, and we've had amazing times hanging out over the years, and it's just amazing to see, not necessarily like overnight success of that band, because they've been around for a while and working really hard, but it's just cool to see that people in the States are embracing it as well. It's not just, a lot of the times bands like that, it'll be massive in Europe, but nobody will pay attention here, and it's just really cool to see that this little band from Denmark is actually blowing up in the United States, and we're just really excited that they thought it would be a cool idea to put together this package. And we couldn't be more excited about it, because it's always fun going out and playing shows, but when you get to like go out for 6 weeks with dudes that are actually your friends and you look forward to hanging out with every night, it just makes it even more fun.
So my favorite song off of worship music is The Devil You Know. I was wondering if you think maybe that song could have benefited from adding some cowbell.
Why, is there no cowbell in it?
No, there's no cowbell in it.
It must have got lost in the mix. When
I listen to it, I sit here and beat a cowbell to it, and it rocks. It takes it to a whole nother level.
Every song would benefit from cowbell.
Well, Scott, we appreciate your time. You know what? I think this book is one of the best autobiographies I've read in a long time.
For sure.
I would recommend it to anybody. We are so looking forward to seeing Anthrax back out on the road and
hearing a new album.
Hearing a new album, yeah.
Soon. We're still writing. We're still working at it. We've got a ton of material that we love, and we should be in the studio pretty soon, I would think. We're not too far off from actually getting in and starting to record it. So I can't wait, dude. Trust me, I can't wait to play new Anthrax too, or hear it.
All right, well, we're going to get on out of here with one off worship music. This one's called In the End. Scotty, and it has been a pleasure to have you on Rock and Metal Revival.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
The Geneva Convention has outlawed the use of this show as a form of torture.
This is great stuff.
It's not great stuff. That's like 1972. Hello.
You won't be talking so much smack with this up your butt.
That's the anal umbrella. It's a good device, I grant you, but where's the splash guard? You're going to kill me and your white shirt.
It didn't come with a splash guard.
You're going to get chara on your trousers.
Rockin' Metal Revival.
There's Can You Deliver from March of the Saint. There's Armored Saint on Rockin' Metal Revival.
It's
and
the theme song of Domino's.
What's that?
Pizza. Can you deliver?
Can you deliver?
Yeah, they deliver, dude. You call
in 30 minutes or less.
Yeah, like sex.
It's much less than 30 minutes, I'll tell you that.
That should be 30 seconds or less.
30 seconds or less. Rock and Metal Revival, we deliver in 30 seconds or less.
Yeah, we're racing.
All right. So, hey, it was cool having Scott.
Doing?
Huh?
What the hell are you doing? You videoing?
Yeah.
You bitch.
This is what I have to look at every time we do Rock and Metal Revival.
Well, hey. See, you got the better end of the deal, man. Where's my phone?
See, that's where's your hit the cowbell. Show everybody.
Oh.
We got a cow. See,
yeah,
and then look at the floor. We got nice photos in here. Rock and Metal Revival.
Are you gonna post that on the frickin' internet?
Yeah.
Oh no.
And there's our picture of the V.
Oh yes, signed.
Our autograph thing from Wayland, and there's Jerry again.
Yeah. Woohoo.
And Jerry's guitars, and all right, and there's our favorite picture of Wild Mick Brown that we always keep in the studio because that's his mug shot from when he got arrested for driving a golf cart drunk.
Oh yeah.
So
because everybody wants to do that.
Exactly. So, well, we want to thank Scott Ian for being on the show.
Yep. Thanks, Scott.
Yep. And we want to thank all of our listeners, both of them, and our affiliates.
Only one of them. The other one we don't want to thank.
And coming up on this week on the Classic Metal Show, we're going to find out if Neely and Chris had anything to do with this Phil Rudd thing.
Yeah, if they were the targets or not.
Yeah. So until next week, peace.
And violence. And football. Packers play. Woo!
All right.
Are we done?
We're done.
Okay.
Oh, wait. A phone call.
Oh, shit.
Let's take it.
Are you sure?
I'm sure. Hello, Rock and Metal Revival.
This here's old Knothead. I ain't talked to you bastards in a long time.
This is Jim Bob's buddy Knothead?
Yeah, speak of that low-life bastard.
Knothead, huh?
Anybody they hear from Jim Bob, he owes me money.
He owes everybody money.
He owes us all money.
Yeah, I'm looking for him.
Are ya? Where have you looked for him? We heard he's in a Mexican jail.
Only because he'd want to be.
Yeah.
So what have you been doing, Knothead?
Just hauling eggs.
You're just hauling eggs?
Been getting, not getting head.
No, not head. No,
because I got a knot on my head.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I get a lot of head. We go into the lot lizards give us head, and the truck stops.
Nice.
I get a lot of head.
Nice.
They could call me lot of head, but that's a funny one right there. But I'm not head.
All right. Well, hey, Knothead, we're just winding up the show today. Do you still listen to the show all the time, or no?
Yeah, I like that Twisted Sister and stuff like that. and you should play some Foghat.
You like Foghat?
Back in my day, that and Steppenwolf was badass. but I like Seether.
Yeah. Anything else?
Well, you know them boys from Metallica.
Yeah.
They're good. Yeah.
So what do you want to hear, Knothead? You're just giving us a bunch of bands.
Well, I don't even know the names of any songs. I'll tell you the truth. I just jam to them all.
Yeah.
They all run like. Yeah.
Well, you know, Jim Bob used to be a big fan of Judas Priest.
I got a couple days off, so I got a hold of a fatty. I'm so fucked up right now, I couldn't even back my truck into the place after a Swift driver left. They usually leave about 8 spots open. They're so shitty. You know what Swift stands for?
No.
See what I fucked up today.
Well, we appreciate you calling in today, Knothead. We'll play some Judas Priest for you to end the show.
Yeah, Judas Priest. I love them boys.
All right.
Yep. Yeah. All right. Well, if you see that sumbitch Jim Bob around, I need my money.
All right. Well, get the word out.
Yeah, I got to get some winter wiper blades from a big rig.
All right. We'll tell them.
All right. I got to go. I got to drop these eggs off, and then I got to pick up the chickens.
All right, buddy. You have yourself. Good. Thanks for calling, Knothead.
I'll be in touch.
Okay.
Sounds good.
All right.
Thanks.
Keep on. Hey, I'm holding my horns up right now. Rock on, motherfucker.
Thanks, Knothead.
See ya.
Bye. We haven't talked to Knothead in years.
No, that was awesome.
What should we play? How about Heading Out to the Highway?
There you go.
All
There
right.
you go.
That'll wind it up. Until next week. Peace.
And violence and no more calls, man. I thought it was a telemarketer, dude. Really wasted telemarketer.
This brings to an end another edition of Rock and Metal Revival. If you enjoyed it, tell a friend. If you didn't, tell two. Until next time, this is Rock and Metal Revival.
Hey, stop crowding us, you shit-faced cockmasters! Wow!